Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a quick recap of day two of the Wimbledon and what a day it has turned out to be. If you thought day one was the day for upsets, day two lived up to its billing with more upsets in the making. A quick stat here out of the 32 seeds in the men, 13 of them have been eliminated already. And that's the same story in the women's as well. When I did the preview for the women, I was talking about the two Americans, Coco Gauff, who had just won the French Open, and Jessie Pegula, who had just recently won the grass court tournament. So Coco Gauff has been eliminated from the championships in round one, and that's the same story across the world, across the way. So let's quickly start with on the women's side of things. Coco Gauff upset by Yastremska, and while you also had other upsets, major upsets going on everywhere. The good news is like some of the players like Swiatek, Andreeva, Navarro, all moved on. One thing I did mention was that Azarenka, ex Grand Slam champion, she lost, but I know she's been on the downswing, but still, I mean, she's still a champion. Um, and then good wins for like people like Sakari who managed to win. She's been up and down ever since she rose up to the top 10. Barbara Krishkova, another comeback win for her in the first round itself against Iala. That would have been a great upset if that happened, but Iala is someone who went to the Rafael Nadal Academy. Um, I think she's young. She'll be back. So looking forward to her coming in this one. The other huge upset in the women's, Qinwen Zheng lost to Sinekova in three sets. Um, and then you had Pegula also losing to Italian uh, Cocchiaretto. So a lot of upsets on the women's side as well. And then let's quickly dive down to the men's side of things. And I know there some of these matches were suspended, but Novak Djokovic, Draper, Sinner, Dimitrov, none of them had any problems, and Shelton as well. Huge win for Taylor Fritz, who came back and won that amazing five setter. That should do a lot of confidence for a player like Taylor Fritz. I do think that that bodes well for him going forward. Um, and then you had Monfils, the good old Monfils, upsetting Humbert from France, his fellow countryman. And this guy, Monfils and Svetlina, a couple, what a fighters to they're not going to give up until the last minute. Menchik, huge win for Menchik and Mahak, too, the Czech guys there. And then, but as I mentioned, Sinner, easy win. Um, but Musetti falls down. Diminor wins. Tommy Paul wins. Um, so the story there right now is that a lot of upsets going on. Zverev also lost yesterday. So you had another five setter, and he seemed his post game was not very good to hear. I mean, he seemed to be in a very different place than when he was in a final just last year, right, in French Open. But that's where we are with the Wimbledon first rounds with the wrap up. The story for so far in the Wimbledon is that, and this is something that I was talking to many friends, and I think I covered it a little bit. The grass court season is hardly, when you look at the tennis season, it's hardly grass court and clay court season combined is hardly one third of the overall tennis season. And the grass court season is even less. I think you have more tournaments for the clay than for the grass. So the amount of players who actually get to practice on grass is very limited. There are not many grass courts out there. So most players are practicing on hard courts and clay courts. I mean, most of the European players grow up on clay courts. So um, coming and playing in Wimbledon, or even like a tune-up, coming and playing and trying to even adjust after even one or two tune-up matches is going to be very difficult. I mean, just think about what just happened with Pegula. I mean, she literally was in the she won the one of the tune-up matches, and uh, and today she's out in the first round. So um, this is just uh, unbelievable thing in terms of, like, she won the Hamburg Open, beating Swiatek in the final. And you only get to like play like 3 to 4 matches max in those matches. She did play in Berlin as well. But the thing is that you go from the French Open to a tune-up event and then go straight to Wimbledon. So I feel that, that's one thing that has definitely caused a lot of upsets in this year's Wimbledon. But I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this always happens, but this year more than ever, you saw so many of those things. So let's quickly go down to what do we have on tap today. You do have, on the women's side, you have Madison Keys. Um, uh, then you have Paolini, some of the top five players, of course, Svetlina. And this is a great matchup, guys. Raducanu and Monrosa, two Grand Slam champions. So, and then you have Osaka as well. So a lot of uh, ex Grand Slam champions on tap. And on the men's side of things, you do have uh, Carlos Alcaraz should be playing. I do think that Fritz is already going to be playing too. And then you got Alcaraz, Tiafo, FAA, Kachanov, Rublev, Lehechka. So a lot of good players um, on tap today. And the one interesting matchup I do see, there's like Nori from Britain against Tiafo. So Tiafo has been playing well, so I don't see any problems there. And let's see what day three will bring, or round two of the Wimbledon will bring for us. So with that, we wrap it up. Thanks again for listening.